Well, thank you, everybody. I want to thank all of you for coming today, and I want to thank my colleagues for being here today. When everybody shows up, we're going to have a very diverse group of people from across the Republican conference and a great representation of Republican leadership in support of the Ukrainian people. At this perilous time, we feel obliged to do all we possibly can to preserve the lives of Ukrainians that are perishing every day, women, children, civilians. I applaud the sanctions the President has put in place. These are indeed good steps. But the sanctions have not deterred Putin's military, and we believe we must do more. We must sanction all of Russia's banks and appropriate industries and include secondary sanctions. With Nord Stream 2 shut down, we now must help end Europe's dependence on Russian oil and gas for good. The President should rescind his executive order from last year that shut down oil and gas production in the United States to a large degree, and then we can help Europe. We support the weapons and other assistance that the President has provided to the Ukrainian military, and I have immediately, as ranking member of the Foreign Relations Committee, signed off on every request to send weapons immediately when it was presented. There's a 40-mile convoy of Russian tanks stalled outside of Kiev. They have not been destroyed because we have not supplied enough weapons to the Ukraine. Again, we must do more. Biden's emergency supplemental request seeks to raise the cap for additional weapons to $350 million. My Democratic colleagues here have opposed raising this cap. Indeed, we support the $350 million plus more, really. The NET Act that Republicans supported contained a resistance fund to help Ukrainians counter Russian influence and provide other military assistance to the Ukrainians that they may need. My colleagues, on the other hand, up here have opposed this fund all along. The Ukrainians are demonstrating why such funds are needed. Putin is showing he will not be deterred without more action by the West. It is time we drop the hammer and completely shut down the economy in Russia, and that we do more to assist the Ukrainian defenses. The other side has complained that Republicans are being partisan. That could not be further from the truth. Let me be clear here. When it comes to the bottom line, when it comes to the objective of what we're trying to do here, Republicans and Democrats are united. We do have differences on how to execute. We do have differences on the details of what it's going to take to get this done. But we're all united to accomplish the bottom line here. What we are doing here is trying to urge the administration and our Democrat colleagues to do more, as we have suggested. The President has done the right thing on sanctions so far, but we need to do more. If the current sanctions were enough, that 40-mile convoy of Russian tanks wouldn't be headed to Kyiv as it is now. Time is short. We need to act now with more assistance. I've kept my remarks brief, as there are a number of my colleagues here who are going to speak. We'll then open it up to questions, and I'll direct questions to the appropriate person that's here. The list we have in front of me for my colleagues, I did this in order of ranking members, and then in the order that people responded to the invitation to appear here. So, Senator Toomey, you're next. Senator Toomey was very helpful as we drew the sanctions part of the bill.
Thank you very much, Senator Risch, and I